Hello, I am Chef Enjaian from Kennebec Valley Community College, and I'm here to show you today a few plating techniques. Today we're going to go over two different dishes. A lot of people ask, how do you make a perfect dish? The first way is your preparation, right? So having your mise en place ready. You can see I have all of my ingredients perfectly prepped, ready to go, and then the plating begins. So we're going to go over two different plates. We're going to go over a grilled chicken deconstructed Cobb salad, as well as a soy and maple glazed salmon with soba noodles and roasted broccoli, edamame, and shiitake mushrooms. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to show you how to do this Cobb salad stack. I'm going to use some acetate, and acetate is just a strip of plastic. I've cut it to fit this piece, to fit the mold that I have right here. So you just insert it in, making sure that the plastic is completely pushed all around the sides of the mold. And then I have some egg salad here. So this is just hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of mayonnaise. I'm going to then put the egg salad in the bottom, holding the mold very still. I'm going to squish it in. So you want to make sure that the egg salad goes all the way to the sides, and I found that a soup spoon is really the best way to make this easy for pushing it around the side. I want it to be a really even layer as well. So just fully pushing this. Thankfully, egg salad is pretty sticky, so this is a really easy thing to do here. Sometimes when you're doing, you can also do this with a cake. If you've seen a layered cake in a perfect round shape, a lot of this is this exact same idea. But for instance, a mousse might be a little harder to pipe. Then I'm going to take an avocado, I'm going to scoop it out of its skin here. I'm going to try to make perfectly round slices of avocado, or half moon shape rather, to put right around the mold. So we're going to do super thin slices. I'm just going along the avocado, making as tiny slices, making sure that I'm getting the best part of the avocado as well. Then we're going to put these slices of avocado right up against the mold ring. You can see how I've placed the avocado so that it's really nice and bright green around the rim. That's what I'm doing here. Making sure to fill the middle with a little tiny piece. And next are going to come the tomatoes. You're going to want to really do your best to make sure that that avocado is flat. That's going to make for a more level stack. So I have my tomatoes. Then I'm going to put a little bit more egg salad right on top. This one's going to end up just a little bit taller because I used a little more avocado. And next, my finishing product here is going to be a bacon. This is bacon that our KVCC students actually smoked themselves, some pork belly. Absolutely delicious. I like to make sure that all the sizes of the bacon are similar, so I chop them up. And there we have our stack. So I'll show you, all I do is I remove the mold very gently. And there we have our stack. So the next step is going to be to transfer it to a plate. So you can see that I have a nice rectangular plate here, and I'm going to transfer my avocado Cobb egg, and bacon stack to my plate. To do that, I'm going to use a really nice wide spatula. Be very careful to keep its shape. Some people might actually spray the spatula so nothing sticks to it. And then I'm going to proceed with the salad process. So I have a little bit of spinach that our farm has grown here at KVCC. And I have a chive and creme fraiche salad dressing that I made. I'm just going to pour that right over. You want to make sure that your greens get a nice toss. And when you're making a salad, you want to think about your greens. Think about how they're going to stack on top of each other. If you're using a lot of really flat greens, then it's going to make your life a lot harder to make a nice stack of salad. So I'm going to plate that right next to the Cobb. And because all of the ingredients for the Cobb stack are right there, I'm not going to really put anything else on the salad greens. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a grilled chicken breast, and I'm going to slice it. So I'm going to slice it in a way that it fans out in a pretty fashion. I'm going to use my knife to do this. I will slice on a bias. So you'll see the angle of my knife is facing away from me. Working to do a thin slice. A lot of time when plating, chefs will actually get rid of the very end of the chicken, the last piece, and the very front. And then you're just going to simply fan it out. You can also put a few tomatoes. I'm finding I want just a touch more of color here. And there we have our deconstructed Cobb salad. Next dish that I want to show you is the soy and maple glazed salmon with an edamame puree, roasted broccoli, some chives, some parsley, some edamame, and some shiitake mushrooms. Also serving with a soba noodle in the same soy and maple sauce. What I want to talk about first is a few different saucing methods. So you'll see on a lot of fine dining restaurants we have all these beautiful plating presentations with sauces perfectly swooshed across the plate, and we want to make sure that we're doing so in a really neat manner, right? Nobody wants a splatter. Although I take that back, a few restaurants do splatter sauces purposefully, but they do so in an organized way. So to do that, I want you to always have a piece of cheesecloth on hand. So I have a piece of cheesecloth with a little bit of white vinegar, and that will help you to clear the rims of your plates. So if you have any sauce that gets somewhere there you don't want, having that on your station as part of your mise en place is a really good idea. The consistency of the sauce needs to be thick enough so that you can put it on the plate and drag it instead of it pooling on the plate. So first off, I'm going to angle my squeeze bottle of sauce and make a small or medium-sized dot on the plate. Next, going to take a spoon, going to take the tip of the spoon, put it in the sauce and drag it. That's one. Then to do another one, just flip the plate around. Another medium-sized dot. Put the tip in the spoon in the sauce and drag it. So you can see that I have a little dot there that maybe I don't like. All I would do is take my cheesecloth with a little vinegar, squeeze out the excess liquid, and we're going to wipe that right off. Nobody will know, at least not the diner, right? There's a few others I'd like to show you. Also, we're going to do plop and drag. So you're going to put the sauce on your spoon this time, and do exactly what I said. Plop it and drag it. Easy enough, right? So that's a second sauce plating technique. The next technique I'd like to show you is just a few small dots in a pattern. So this is often used in desserts, maybe not so much savory. This is just a technique of purposefully plating different sizes of dots on your plate to create an eye appeal. And that green really shows up nice on the black plate. You can also use a lot of different colors of sauce. I'm sure you've seen that. Next, I'm going to plate up my soba noodles with the soy and maple sauce. Very delicious combination. What we're going to do is we're going to just create a little pile of noodles for our salmon to lean on. So you're going to want to do a nice swirl of noodles. And these soba noodles can be quite slippery, so you have to be careful as you put them down to really place them where you want them. Like a few more here, I think. So you want to think about height in your presentation as well, right? The height of the Cobb salad worked out really nice. So you have something for your chicken to lean on. And then I'm going to take the salmon that I've seared and put the sauce right over it. I'm going to put that right on top of that stack of noodles. Try to balance it so if a server is taking it, then they're going to be able to walk easily over to the table. Next, I'm going to start placing a few of my other ingredients around the salmon so that it looks like it's thoughtfully placed. So I have some little florets of roasted broccoli. I'm going to put those around. A lot of times odd numbers are the best for plating. Thinking in odd numbers. I also thought about colors, so I have some shiitake mushrooms that are white. Those are going to go, just place them around as well. And then some edamame pods, so that puree that I showed you for the saucing techniques is a edamame puree. That flavor goes really well with salmon in an Asian style dish. Put the little edamame pods right around. And then I have a few chives as well, which I like to put a couple right on the salmon, kind of in a cross way. And then I also put a tiny piece of parsley on there. I sometimes throw a couple pieces to balance that one piece on the top around the sides. And there we have the salmon maple and soy glazed salmon with soba noodles, roasted broccoli, and edamame.